Hi guys, my name is Josh. I'm a technician here at RV Land, and I'm here to show you how this RV that you rented from American Dream Vacations works. This right here is going to be your two 20-pound propane tanks. Whichever way that this regulator is pointed is the bottle that you're using. Remember, when using one bottle like this one here, this will be open. This one you're going to want closed, like so. And then once you run out, you're going to just rotate it over, turn this one on, turn this one off. This right here is your battery disconnect switch. As far as the battery disconnect goes, you're going to want to leave it in the on position anytime you're traveling with it or camping in the unit or plugged in a campground or to a generator. This right here is going to be your solar controller, and this right here is going to be your solar disconnect. My recommendation is there's not really a good reason to disconnect it. Always leave it on so it can tender your batteries, especially if you lose power. So this right here is your freshwater connection gravity fill, fresh tank fill is located right here on the side of the RV. You just twist this cap and open it up, stick your water hose in there and fill it up till water squirts back out at you, then you know it's full. Wherever that trailer goes, you're going to take that water with you. So with a flip of a switch on the water pump inside, it'll prime up your system. It'll be just like you were hooked up to water, and you'll never know the difference. Now, if you find yourself in a campground, this right here is where you're going to hook up to your city water connection. And make sure when you are hooked up at a campground, you're using a water pressure regulator right here. Located down here, we're going to have our black and gray tank handle, gray handle here, black handle here. Just remember, at any point in time that you're hooked up to full septic, you never leave them both open at the same time. We're always going to isolate our valves. So either we're going to do gray open or black open. When you're hooked up at a park, you're going to be able to leave the gray open and the black closed. Anytime that you dump the black, shut the gray before you open the black, because you want to keep the valves isolated at all times. This right here is your 50 amp service plug. So make sure you always lock this collar on when you're hooked up, just in case if it gets windy that it doesn't unplug this. This right here is going to be your Capri Sun fridge. It's 110 volt only, so it's only going to operate when you're hooked up to shore power. And then this right here is going to be your grill mount. So located under here is going to be a propane quick connect, and you'll hook it up right here and turn this valve to the on position. And then you'll just light your stove top up right here outside with a barbecue pit lighter or a match. Right here, you're going to have your rear stab jack controls for extend and retract. Just remember, stabilizer jacks are not meant to lift or level the unit. They're just meant to stabilize the unit. So once they touch the ground, add a little pressure and that's it. This right here is going to be your outside shower hookup. So this is cold water only, but you can hook up here so you have water available if you're cooking. Outside shower is located right beside the rear entry door on this unit. You're going to have your hot and your cold, and of course your hose here and shower head. Located up top, you're going to find the black tank flush. Black tank flush is basically kind of like a sprinkler system mounted upside down in the black tank. It helps just spray and wash the poop out for you. So if you do find yourself dumping the black tank, hook your water hose up here and help flush it out. However, just make sure that you do not close that black tank valve if this is hooked up, because you can have some really nasty failures there. Here's your furnace outlet for the RV. If you are using the propane furnace to stay warm if it's cold outside, just make sure you stay clear of this and don't touch it, because it will potentially burn you. And water heater. This water heater is gas and electric. The choice is yours. You're going to need to wait 30 to 45 minutes for hot water. If you're not getting hot water from either one, come out here, press both these buttons. That resets the board and gets you hot water. Y'all come on in. Oh, looks like somebody had the jams on in here. A little Kenny Chesney. Can't go wrong with that, especially if you're going to find yourself camping at the coast. Okay. Television located right here is 110 volts, so you do have to be hooked up to shore power to use it. If you're trying to pick up your local channels, make sure your amplifier is in the on position. Never talk about that. You have a fireplace located right here, which is electric heat. There's a remote that comes with it or buttons on the top to operate it. Located in the back bunk room, you're going to have a mechanical thermostat. So if you're getting cold, you just slowly turn this. And when you hear the click or feel the click here, that means that it's set at that temperature in here. So whatever's comfortable for you, and you just turn it on. That's all you got to do. I do recommend not using this just because it'll suck the return air right here, the returns right here, and it'll suck the cold air back in, and it can cause a freeze up. So leave this closed for the most part, and it'll operate a lot more efficiently. Make sure that when you're traveling, you have these sliding doors latched because you do not want them causing any type of damage while sliding back and forth while traveling. And the button's right here on the inside. This is your thermostat. This thermostat is super, super easy. Just like a home thermostat, you have your mode. So you're going to press it to turn the fan on, which is just circulation, no cold air. So make sure you get to cool and try to run it only in the auto fan high position. And you just select your temperature like so. And wait, and your air conditioner will kick on just like that. And then when your AC is on, right here, just make sure you press it one more time to go to furnace, and then turn your temperature up if you're cold, and it'll work. Just press it one again and turn it off. This is a 12-volt refrigerator, so that means that the fridge will stay cold the entire time you're traveling. The fridge will be cold when it's delivered to you, or be cold when you arrive to pick it up. With it being 12-volt, that means that you can operate the fridge off the battery, but not forever. So you do have to make sure that you are watching your battery usage if you're boondocking. But if you're hooked up to a generator, hooked up to shore power, it doesn't matter. It'll be cold for you. Temperature adjustments are at the top of the fridge in here. This is going to be your microwave. As far as the microwave goes, this is really key, important part, because if you look up here and you don't see any power here, so you don't see the time, or it being looks like it needs the time set on it, that means you're probably not plugged into shore power, so go check all your connections. Usually what happens is when you go to use the air conditioner, it will not turn on. You think there's something broken. Go outside and double check your connections. That's usually the root of the problem. As far as the stovetop goes, you just turn these all on to high, or just one. Give it a click, and they'll light right up for you. As far as the oven goes, you hold it down with this flame button right here. Hold it down for about 10 seconds. And then you'll start clicking it. And on the right-hand side back here of the burner, you'll see a thermocoupler. And once it lights, you see the little flame. Hold it down for about 5 seconds and let go. As long as the flame stays lit, you'll rotate it over to cook in the oven. This right here is the motherboard. So this is kind of where you're going to see where your battery is. Battery should always read full when plugged in. Fresh tank is full on this. Black tank, gray, and galley is empty. Galley is going to be the gray tank we talked about at the very front of the slide. The gray is going to be for the bathroom, and that's going to be at the back of the slide for your septic outlets. Gas side of the water heater and electric side of the water heater. Remember that it takes about 30 to 45 minutes for the water to get hot. Water pump you only use if you're off-grid camping. Entry lights, side light, awning light, of course. Slide in and slide out. You're going to have 2 slides. Slide 2 is going to be for the bunk room. Slide 1 is going to be for the interior living room. Once you hear the sound, that means that your slide is either all the way in or all the way out. And then as far as the awning goes, make sure you're holding down extend to run it out and retract to run it in. Once the vinyl flap drops at the very end of the awning pole, that means your awning is fully extended. Do not run it out any further than that because you can roll it up backwards. And just use your best judgment. If you think it's too windy for an awning, it's too windy for an awning. Right here, one more, we're going to have battery heat. What that's going to be is if you're off-grid camping or even in a park and you know it's going to freeze on you, you can flip this switch on and it should keep all your tanks thawed out for you. And I think that's it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.